Okay, so today we're going to be working on drawing some still lifes together. So these are all items that you have done before separately, but we're going to be doing them as a group. So first you want to look at the negative space that's in between all of the items. So I'm looking at the circle and I'm looking at the, whatever you call it, rectangular prism. And I'm going to start by drawing some boxes to show where each item should be. So this is really important that you're measuring the height of everything and the width of everything to ensure that each of your objects are in the correct place. You always want to make sure that you shade at the exact same time. And so I'm just kind of doing like a visual measuring how far they are from each other. And then once I'm sure that I have all my locations correct, I'm going to go ahead and start drawing my shapes out. So you guys draw the circle however you want to draw a circle, but you cannot trace the circle because you won't find anything that's the exact shape. And drawing a circle is a skill. Some of you may have mastered, some of you may not have, and that's okay. Just do your best. Next, I'm going to look at the middle object. And remember, that's not a circle up top. And you want to see that the cube is about halfway to the whatever shape that's called. It's really escaping me right now. So then I'm going to go in and draw my cube. And really the most important part of this process is just that you're measuring and ensuring that you have them where it's supposed to be. So these objects are objects that you've already drawn, and you want to make sure that everything is in its correct location before you start shading. So don't even worry about erasing the box or erasing any of the excess lines. I'm just going back and kind of tracing everything before I start shading. And you never want to do anything too dark until you get to the shading area. And so remember that your values have to match. So depending on where the lighting is, and the lighting in this image makes it so that there's a darker value almost in the middle of the sphere. And you want to make sure that that's where you place your value. And then I'm moving on to, it's not a cone. Why can't I remember what this is called? Anyway, you want to make sure that you're shading the darker areas exactly where it's supposed to go. Use your hatching, cross-hatching methods. And you want to try to blend. By blending, I mean with your pencil and not with a tissue. So I'm moving on to the cube. And working on that shadow from the sphere because the lighting is coming from the left side. So you want to make sure that you get the shadows in the exact locations. And then when you do the shadow, it's really important that you get the values down. Like you don't want an outline of that shadow because then it won't really look like a shadow. And because that was the darkest part, I'm going to match the rest of my shading and making sure that because the shadow of the sphere is the darkest, that my other values are not as dark. So you just want to make sure that your edges are done correctly, your vertical lines are straight. If it doesn't look right, keep trying. And I'm working on the shadow last because again, that's going to be the darkest value. And you never want to outline anything when you're trying to draw realistically. And I know that the image cuts off a little bit. You can cut off your paper where that image actually cuts off. Okay, bye.